It is February 19th in the year 2020. This is the Wrestling Inc. podcast for the Wednesday Night Wars, AEW Dynamite versus NXT. I'm Glenn Rubenstein, joined by Matt Morgan and Justin LaBar. Here we are to talk about what went down tonight, build up for AEW Revolution. On the Dynamite side, the fallout from NXT TakeOver Portland. Matt, got to start with you, man. What'd you think of both shows tonight?
Real quick, did AEW get their highest rating ever last week?
I don't know. I didn't see it.
No, they did not.
I don't know where I heard that. All right. I thought tonight's show's bigger moments for AEW were bigger than last week's big moments of their show. But overall, I enjoyed last week's show from top to bottom a little bit better. But and NXT is getting better.
Yeah. I'll tell you, I think it's interesting, the momentum, because NXT has a ways to go to WrestleMania, whereas Revolution's really helping put some wind in the Dynamite sail.
Definitely. I'm looking forward to it.
Yes. So full disclosure, because I keep it 100 with our audience, I had a massive internet outage for about half of both shows tonight. So I'm going to be using the Wrestling Inc. recaps and relying on Justin and Matt to fill in what happened. Let's start with AEW Dynamite first and talk about the show at hand. We opened with a tag team battle royal where the winners will face the AEW World Tag Team Champions at AEW Revolution. So this was interesting compared to NXT that opened with recaps of Sunday. AEW got right into it, man. I mean, we had the Dark Order getting a little mic time and interfering with this. A lot of good spots for the teams. Matt, were you surprised that it was the Young Bucks who were getting that tag team title shot? I think this is what you've been hoping for, right?
I've been dying for this.
Yeah.
And this also, I think, foreshadows the Young Bucks finally winning the tag team titles. Rightfully so. But great action, like we were doubting it would be great action or anything. But it was awesome action and great storytelling. At the end of the day, this is great storytelling because now you're putting all the elite members against each other for the tag titles. It's really, really good, actually. This is very, very good storytelling. Got to give them credit here.
Yeah, I thought this was a solid way to open. I don't know if you guys noticed this. I tweeted it and I saw other people did. Raven was sitting in the crowd behind the Dark Order. When the Dark Order was on the other side of the barricade, Raven, ECW star, was there. Raven lives in the Atlanta area. The commentary never mentioned him, but he was clearly sitting there and they had security around him. So I don't know if that was supposed to be just a fun little where's Waldo and we'll never hear from it again, or if that was supposed to be some kind of red herring. But I thought that was interesting. Yeah, I thought this was good though. I mean, like it makes sense. The Bucks should be the ones going, in this tag match at the pay-per-view. But like, it could have been, we just make the Bucks the challengers and that's that. But no, they gave us an exciting battle royal, way to showcase and get a lot of other faces that wouldn't otherwise be getting TV time. Maybe they'd be on Dark or something. So like, and it was still compelling. It was still dramatic.
The Bucks earned this slot. This wasn't just handed to them.
Exactly right.
This was good. I thought this was a good rebuild, or whatever you want to call it, of the Bucks. Actually,
I agree.
No, I agree. And I think that for this, Matt, for what you've been talking about, them being absent from the title picture since that original tournament, this is a way to get that back and put them front and center with it. And who do you think came off the best? Luchasaurus seemed to be getting a lot of love on Twitter tonight during this match. Who do you think got the best showing aside from the winners?
Luchasaurus.
Yeah.
Luchasaurus, man. That's what's good about some of these battle royals sometimes is AEW does a good job of treating it like the Royal Rumble. I don't know if the Royal Rumble is different nowadays, but like I told you guys, when I was in it, when you get called out and you hit the ring, you get to hit like all your finishers on people, and you get a really nice little minute worth of showcase. That's what it was tonight. A lot of people got showcased, and some of them were smart with their time, maximizing their minutes and limelight, if you will. And I think Luchasaurus did the best job of them all. Yeah.
Justin, what'd you think?
Yeah, I mean, Luchasaurus had a great showing. They had that sequence with he and the Butcher. The Butcher got a little gassed towards the end of the sequence, but the crowd was still in it. The yays, the nays, the boos, the yays. I mean, it looked good. Yeah, he looked like like $1 million. Luchasaurus has got so much potential. I know we've discussed about whether or not he should have the Marco Stunts and the guys around him, but yeah, he looked really good tonight.
So we did have a promo from the Dark Order. And what was the exact language? The Exalted One is near?
Yeah, something to that effect, yeah.
I mean,
which was funny why they had Raven right behind them. I mean, like Raven's a cult kind of figure for the Ravens flock. It was just the play on words. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if it was just supposed to be something random, but that just caught me. I don't think Raven's necessarily be the Exalted One, but it was just kind of comical if you were paying attention and saw him there.
Matt Hardy has one more Raw appearance next week.
Well, his contract's up March 1st. There's no telling if he's going to be on Raw for sure.
There you go. Dexterous Pro Australian money, $5 super chat saying Matt's starting to see the light with NXT. I feel like we've never been anti-NXT. It's just some weeks AEW blows it away.
Why does everybody think it has to be you pick one or the other? You can like both. I don't understand why it's like a line in the sand.
Because you know what it is? You know what I hate? It's like you're going out for someone with ice cream, and it's like, oh, I got chocolate vanilla. And then there's always the goddamn swirl guy who's like, what? I get the best of both. It's like, pick a side, buddy. You're vanilla or chocolate. Sometimes you can be in the mood for one or the other, but don't just go this swirl 50-50 shit.
Is that what you're...
Unlike you guys, I outright say at every show, I am pro AEW.
There you go.
And that my views are going to be slanted.
I think...
Unless something is really rotten. Like if we're talking like Butcher Blade and Bunny rotten, I'm going to call it out. But
let me tell you, people pop for chocolate all the time, but you get a good vanilla bean, and there's a certain beauty in that simplicity. It's an underrated flavor.
Vanilla bean cheesecake is the best. I don't know if you're talking about vanilla bean.
I'm telling you. Anyhow, enough about ice cream because we could do an entire podcast on that. But the Exalted One, we'll see. Man, what a swerve that'd be. People are expecting Matt Hardy. It ends up being Raven. That would be something.
I think it was a joke because Raven lives in
that would be the world's biggest fart in church.
It could be worse. We brought in the Exalted One, and it's the Boogeyman. Like, there could just be, like, they could really...
I swear to Christ, I would pop more for Boogeyman.
Boogeyman's underrated.
Crazy. Because my boy Marty Wright is crazy. He's entertaining, and he's hilarious.
If you're willing to put worms in your mouth, like, right there, I can't fault you, man. Like, you will do anything.
FYI, Marty Wright went through, like, our boot camp in OVW at age 42, like my age right now. Like it was nothing. Dude, the most in-shape 40-year-old I've ever met in my entire existence. That dude is, oh my God.
Didn't he lie? Didn't he lie about his age?
Yeah, tough enough. The $1 million season.
That's awesome.
Dude's a
Jackson Callis with $1.99 super chat. Jackson says Scooby needs to go with the Saint. Let's make a deal. I need to talk about this. What's that? Oh,
I burped. What was the Scooby mean? What does that mean?
I don't know.
I'm guessing there was a person in the front row at AEW that's dressed like it looked like in a Scooby dog costume. That's the only thing I can guess.
Oh, yeah, I did see that one. Yeah.
I was saying, unless I'm making that up, I thought I saw somebody at Scooby.
No, you're right. It was. Go ahead.
So JR made my evening a little more interesting tonight. Chris Statlander versus Shanna,
who I've met before. I've wrestled on an indie card with her before. She's been forever trying to get her break, so I'm happy for her. She's actually one of the good guys, if you will. She's a good wrestler too.
Well, Britt Baker joined on commentary, telling Tony she brought him a skinny vanilla latte to keep his figure down. JR says, "Does it have Blue Chew in it?" And you can imagine what I spent the next half hour doing, texting with the Blue Chew CEO, sending him clips. Yeah, so thank you, Jim Ross, tonight for showing some love to one of the main sponsors of wrestling podcasts, including this very one, Wrestling Inc. Yep. But, yeah, this was a cool match. I like what they're doing with Britt. What did you think, Matt, of how they're building that? I mean, it's almost interesting they had this match tonight with Chris versus Shanna, but then we had the Nyla promo with her as champ after beating Riho last week. It's interesting to have this women's match, but really have Britt, who they're clearly building big time to go against Nyla. What we all thought was going to happen. They've just taken a long way to get there.
Is that what's being set up right now?
It's got to be, right? I mean, Justin, you don't put Britt Baker on commentary and put her this over front and center in the women's division.
Wait, hang on. I'll answer that. Where's Jessica the answer? I'll answer that. Okay. What I'm still talking about it. Why can't they both be built as two friggin', over heels? And
maybe.
and they don't have to wrestle right now.
I don't know. It just seems kind of weird to have them. I mean, that's the match we want to see, right? That's the match we've wanted to see.
If we want multiple women's segments, right? Then we got to have more over talent, right?
I like the attempt here to give some momentum to a babyface in Statlander, let Britt continue her heel gimmick on commentary, and then they also put over Nyla Rose on a video pack, on a recap package. But actually, my only complaint here, I don't know if it's just me, Britt's audio was so low. I had like a hard time hearing her. She was on commentary, but her mic was super low. I had a really hard time having to try to hear what she was saying. That was my only big critique. But yeah, I liked what we're saying here, what Matt's saying. I like that they were trying to accomplish multiple things at one time. I feel like now that Nyla's won that title, I feel like everything we had kind of seen prior. Britt is the All-American girl, the girl next door, and Rio is the champion. I feel like we were seeing like the rehearsals or drafts being done live in front of us, and now we're finally getting into like what the women's division should be in terms of positioning and who's where.
Although I still think Britt Baker would make a money babyface.
Oh, and look, and she will, and she will eventually turn again. I think this is a little bold by them because Britt had never been a heel prior. She's doing great about it. She'll eventually turn again, and she will be the great All-American girl next door. But I think this is a nice switch for her to be, the girl saying her shit don't stink. I like it.
It's gonna be good. I like Nyla's promo tonight a lot.
Yep, all her promos I'm a fan of. I like her. I love her shit talking. I love it.
Yeah. Man, and she can talk. I like that we're finally seeing that.
She can, and she's confident with her words, too. You think she believes every word of it. That's what's best about it.
Hispanic 16, the $5 super chat saying, don't need to pick a side. You can like both or one or the other. Personally, I can't stand PG wrestling. That's why I like AEW better than WWE. If you like, I'm just not to critique our generous benefactor here with the $5 super chat, but if you like one or the other, you're picking a side. You can like both.
And I appreciate why you donated $5 to the super chat to Raj Gary.
Shots fired.
I in the interim appreciate you telling us on what we should be doing. Again, I'm still pro AEW. Thanks for playing.
So do we agree that at the end of every episode that we should know what the total sum that was donated, and then there should be should be a little treasury going around here of little
We ain't getting none of it.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Matt, you're the highest ranking public official out of the three of us. I think we need to we vote you. We nominate you as our advocate. You're our lobbyist.
That's like being the world's tallest short person. Gee, thanks.
We nominate you to go to bat for us on this one.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I feel
continued there. Let's do that live on the Wrestling Inc. podcast.
Yeah, I feel a business meeting.
Raj gave us this. The old. I'm doing the Heisman pose. If you guys can't tell,
I feel a union meeting amongst us all with Raj. It's gonna happen.
No, hey, all jokes aside, everybody that does contribute to this through the super chat, thank you. It says a lot about y'all. You guys are super fans, and it does go to the podcast and the overall show. It honestly does. So thank you guys.
Oh, absolutely. And man, I can't wait for WrestleMania. So many of you have RSVP'd for this. We got like 70 people definitely going. Another 115 or so interested. Go to facebook.com/wrestling to RSVP. Justin, how many people does this venue hold? Was it Rick's on the River in Tampa?
Rick's on the River 3 to 5 on April 3rd. I don't know the exact count, but this place is pretty big. It's got an outside to it. It's got an inside. It actually has even a separate pavilion where you could do like a wedding and such like that. We won't.
Well, there you go. Justin, I think, well, no, we're all married. Damn it. I was going to say there's no one to do a wedding there.
Yeah, no, if one of us are getting married in Tampa, something's going really wrong. So, no, it's...
Listen, stop giving a promo and doing the marketing for Rick on the Cabaret, whatever the hell it's called.
Rick's on the River.
And, all right, what's the address?
I don't have that off the top. I mean, Google it. Rick's on the River, 3 to 5 p.m., April 3rd. Free to get in, but we are asking you to go onto this event group on Facebook and say you're coming, so we can get a better idea, so they can staff us that way everybody's taken care of properly. And you never know, if we decide to add more to this party, we want to make sure we have people that have spoken up and committed. So April 3rd, 3 to 5, Rick's on the River, all of us and more. Raj will be there. So it'll be interesting.
Seriously, not sound like a nerd. I want to meet every single one of you guys. Like, we all talk so much, I feel like. And I feel like I know all of you guys. So I want to actually meet you guys in person.
Absolutely. Arian Gomez with a $5 super chat saying, I hope AEW will keep Britt as a heel for a very long time. I think Britt has hardly any charisma being a face, but I'm still a relatively new AEW fan. I think she's been great as a heel. When they introduced her, they didn't really seem to pick a side as much, right? But I think, originally, what was it? Smiley Kylie Ray was going to be the baby face of AEW women. So I think with Britt, they've been figuring out. But the heel thing, even tonight with Tony being like, here's a skinny vanilla latte, you fat F. Enjoy. That was great. Like, it's perfect. She's getting the right amount. It's not like heat, I think, but it's the kind where it's kind of like how Jericho is. Like, no one really dislikes Jericho.
True.
As a heel. Like, it's not like Baron Corbin. Baron Corbin has mastered the fine art of getting an audience to hate you.
He has.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this was a good match. Chris Statlander won via pinfall. After that, we had the Nyla Rose saying she's hungry and gonna break bitches. Just and then Jeff. That's typo. John Moxley. It said Jeff Moxley. John Moxley versus Jeff Cobb. Okay, this is where my internet started going out tonight. So
count your blessings, because John Moxley beat him in my opinion, pretty short damn order. And this was not a. If you're gonna build this kid to be a monster, and even remotely compare him to Rhino, okay, because he looks like a mini Rhino to me. No offense. I'm not saying that in a mean way. I'm just saying what I feel watching this as a fan. And I've heard nothing but how awesome this kid is, right? And how talented he is. I even watched some of his crap on YouTube to see, he's a great athlete. And he's a legitimate amateur. He's a legit athlete. And they have him lose. I know it's versus Moxley. I get that. So my opinion is he's just on rental. Yeah. There's no way that they're doing something with him long-term, or that he has a contract just yet. And even if they do sign him, the cat's out of the bag. The dude's first play time there is a big loss. Oh, but he lost for his mind. I don't care. If you're going to book this guy as a monster, you don't put him in that situation. So that tells me he's just there for one and done, and that's it. That's why they bum rushed it so quick, of Jericho building him up in a matter of one episode, and then just to have a quick kill-off match versus Moxley to continue to build Moxley. I would have liked to have seen him get a jobber match where he just annihilates somebody like in 3 seconds, or beat somebody. No, I don't want to see him beat somebody on the card that actually has some substance, because then you're wasting a loss on a guy that's really there every week, right? You don't want that either. But like a jobber, a local enhancement talent, and just have him go 3-on-1 match and just annihilate 3 local jobbers.
Be something. Super chat, Manic Hispanic 16 saying, you guys are great. Matt, thoughts on Wardlow? We're going to talk about that match in depth, but tease it a little bit.
Yeah, well, we'll get into it. I love it. Love him.
Yeah, absolutely. He looked fantastic tonight. So post-match, after Moxley got that win, the Inner Circle immediately hit the ring, stomped away on Moxley. Dustin Rhodes came out, and then Darby Allin came out, got a huge pop, skating down to the ring. Brought his board, swung on everyone.
That was cool. That was really cool.
Yeah.
If that was anybody else coming in on a skateboard, I would be like, this is so freaking corny. How freaking lame.
Yeah.
He makes shit look cool. I'm sorry. He makes something that I would normally make fun of and mock look cool.
You mock someone riding a skateboard?
We've been doing it for years. It's called Johnny Ace and Shane Douglas. Yes.
I was in West Hollywood near UCLA, and that's a very walkable area, and they had those lift scooters. And I rented the scooter. I'm like, thank God no one I know can see me on there. There is no way this looks cool. Dude, you cannot look cool riding one of those.
This kid can make anything look cool. I swear to God.
Yeah, his pop was pretty. Like, I noticed, I was like, man, that's pretty big. Yeah, he coming out and cleaning house with the skateboard. I thought that was cool. To the Jeff Cobb point, Matt makes a point. I mean, like, he's supposed to come in as being like Jericho's mercenary. At least try to get him a few wins against irrelevant people before this. He does seem like he's not exclusive to AEW, and kind of a cheap plug here. He's going to be with us at IWC Wrestling here in Pittsburgh this Saturday. So if you want to see more of this guy, you can see him here in Pittsburgh this Saturday. But yeah, he's obviously not exclusive to them, so they don't have the commitment to him, I guess.
That will also help you guys draw some money.
Don't get me started.
Back in the territory days, that would be a huge no-no.
Yeah.
Sorry, brother. Can't do any jobs. I'm going to be in Pittsburgh with LaBar next week.
Right.
Can't do any jobs. That doesn't work for me, brother.
Back in the territory days, Matt, you're not that old.
I'm not saying me.
I know. Could you imagine that, Matt?
I'm saying in the days of like Ric Flair, though, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
You did not. Hell no, you weren't losing.
I mean, no, but Matt, can you imagine? I mean, you worked in the TV era. Could you imagine what it would have been like to be your size in the territory days? You could have been making a comfortable living.
I would be a trillionaire.
Yes. Huge.
Yep.
Absolutely. So we had Adam Page and Kenny Omega defending their titles against the Lucha Brothers tonight. What did you think of this match?
Like, I'm such a mark. I'll admit it. I was so excited for this match. This was awesome. This was phenomenally good.
It was good. Yeah, it went on a while, so my internet came on right back when this was near the end.
Watch it again.
I'll have to go back and check it out. I mean, with all the free time I have when I'm not watching new wrestling, to go back and watch wrestling I missed. I did watch the first two episodes of the Ruthless Aggression doc the other night, though.
Oh, I need to still watch that. Raj was watching it, too.
Well, there you go. Good he has time for that.
Yes. Yes.
Go back Monday night, everyone, and just watch like Raj's confused reaction to Raj back, and it was great. It was a great moment on the podcast the other night.
Oh, did you see my Twitter line? Ryback.
Ryback, yeah.
Ryback put over the hashtag Rajback finally.
There you go. WrestleMania, folks, it's going down.
Yes.
Yeah. So
what if Raj shows up to Rick's on the River with Ryback flanking him in a suit, like the perfect?
I'd be so excited. You have no idea,
dude. And you never wrestled Ryback, did you, Matt?
No, but the deal is Raj has to be getting a piggyback ride by him. That's what he has to be. Yeah, and they have to be having their solo cups. Their broke solo cups.
Oh my God.
I'd pop for that. No, but I'd say you and Ryback, man, that would be a hell of a match.
Oh, I'd kill with Ryback. That'd be a hell of a lot of fun. Yeah.
That seems like that should be a one-off in Japan. Someone should offer you guys an absurd amount of money to just fly to Japan and have that match.
I don't know if I can get 3 days off here,
That's
but
true.
Yeah.
Well, they would pay for it. They would appreciate it probably the most. But anyhow, Kenny Omega and Adam Page won that match via pinfall. They're going to go on to face the Bucks at the Revolution. So here we go, right? I mean, the Bucks get the win at Revolution. Page and Omega split up. Then we get their solo feud that everyone's been waiting for.
Yep. This was good. I mean, and this is really good use of Lucha Brother,
Yeah.
It was. They're so damn entertaining, man. It's like I go back and forth between them and Bucks as the best tag team from what I like watching in wrestling.
Yeah.
So hopefully the Bucks stay away from Lucha Brothers. It's been, hopefully semi long enough, because to see Lucha Brothers versus the Bucks over a title feud, a real title feud, would be freaking awesome.
Yeah. No, I think they're just so talented. I mean, it's interesting. The Lucha Bros really, when you compare that to WWE, that's the most stark comparison. Just that they let them do their thing. They don't put them in segments. They didn't bring in other lucha talent or other talent from Mexico just exclusively to face off against them. Like, yeah. I wish WWE integrated.
Good point.
The Lucha's contingent as much as AEW did.
Yeah.
Because it just goes to show they can have great matches against anyone. Yeah. So we had Cody with Brandy Rhodes and Arn Anderson in tow versus Wardlow with MJF in tow in that steel cage match. This was the last of Cody's feats he must undergone, his tests, to be able to face MJF at Revolution. I guess the first question is, so Cody getting a pinfall here. I mean, we talked about this. Weren't we predicting, there's going to be a way to do this with Wardlow not having to lose clean?
Yes. I told you that Wardlow would powerbomb him through the cage, and the cage would break open, like Big Show kind of did with Stone Cold that one year. Remember Big Show's debut? Like something like that. And he still would have been able to save face, and he loses the match at the same time. I'm really surprised they didn't go that route, because Wardlow is – I know Luchasaurus is big, but he's also wearing a mask, right? So I don't know why that kills it a little bit for me.
Yeah.
But as far as big beasts go and big kick-ass MFer, that you don't want to mess with, that's Wardlow for their company, man. I know Jake Hager is one too, but in my opinion, if you didn't know Jake Hager fought MMA, I'd go with Wardlow if I'm looking at just physical looks alone and what kind of work they do in the ring. Wardlow's a bad mamma jamma.
Danny Cochran, $2.99, asking Matt if we can throw me a bar mitzvah at wrestling. Gotta watch it, folks. My dad's a rabbi. He'll fly out at the drop of the hat for that shit.
Hey, why is that in red, by the way?
I don't know. I don't know why it's in red. Maybe it's based on the amount. What we need to do, there's apparently something you could do on YouTube with the super chats where you can give people titles based on the level of donation. Like, I need to mess around with that. We need to have some fun with this.
That's cool.
Because you guys are awesome. But yes, I've never been bar mitzvah. That's why I'm going to be 44.
You never received your bar? What? You never really?
My parents got divorced when I was 10.
Oh,
so my dad's a rabbi. I went to live with my mom. When I was when my parents were married, I was at synagogue every day after school with my father. It was a little different, but hey, look at it this way. I'm going to be 44 in a week or so here, and I'm still a boy, technically, in the eyes of the Lord. So what's so bad about that?
That means you get a free ticket. Isn't that how it's supposed to work or something?
Yes. I found a loophole to beat God. But when I do get bar mitzvah, the chat, that's what I missed out on. So if you don't know about this, about the great, I don't want to say scam, but the great windfall teenage Jewish boys and girls have coming, like, you get those bar mitzvah checks. It's crazy. That's why I want to is the payday.
Big time payday. I'm talking like friggin' 20, 30 grand even payday.
Well, depending on the community. I think in my case, maybe it would have been 2 or 3, but still.
Dude, I'm be dead serious. Terry Rifkin, I'll never forget. I went to her bat mitzvah, not bar mitzvah.
Yes.
I was one of the guys carrying around on the chair. So I was in there. And dude, she got paid.
Oh, yeah.
And that's all I could talk about when I came home.
Yeah. Did you see the photos a couple weeks ago of MJF's bar mitzvah?
Wait, what? No.
Yeah, and he had the Miz M, like the WWE logo turned upside down. I'll have to find the photos. But what's crazy to think about is that was like 10 years ago that that MJF had his bar mitzvah.
Wow.
That's how young he is.
Yeah. Man.
Kind of crazy. Oh, here we go. I found it. Let me open this up. Open image.
He just randomly posted a photo of his bar mitzvah?
Oh, someone was giving him shit about something. I mean, I don't know. I guess he's in that age, man. I mean, Matt, you look at us now. If someone wants to see photos from our childhood, we got to go dig through boxes. Maybe you have something on a disc somewhere. Dude, if you're in his generation, yeah, that's MJF 10 years ago at his bar mitzvah with the upside down WWE logo.
He had a strip club?
I guess he hired some women for his bar mitzvah.
What?
Yeah. Hey, what are you gonna do?
That is very weird.
I love that kid. He was good ringside tonight, but I mean, this was really Wardlow's time to shine.
Yeah. So let's get into this match. We really segued away out of this. I apologize, but dude, Wardlow was a beast in this. He was a beast in this. I know he got a pinfall, but I still feel that dude is money. They've got to do some serious, kill matches for him or something. Maybe continue to have him be MJF's bodyguard again for a long enough period of time. So before his next match comes, it's another bit of a big deal. You're going to see him wrestle again. And then from the moment on, once he gets that win of that next match, then it's just nothing but dominoes. He just knocks everybody down and pins every single person he beats. I'm talking full-on chest pinning motherfuckers.
Yeah. So Cody got cut open during this. I mean, it was pretty intense.
It made him look badass. It made Ward look. Cody sold his ass off for him, man.
Yeah. He's Cody sold. Obviously, Cody, having the blood, having Wardlow kick out of Cody's finisher. The first time. I mean, all things considered, this, you knew Wardlow was going to have to lose somehow because, Cody is going to come through this. So that's going to happen. But yeah, we were all on the assumption, myself included, that you could do some kind of gaga on something.
Yes.
But then they made it very clear that and JR even kind of disparaged, like, this is how a cage match should be. It's just going to be pinfall submission. There is no escape from the cage. So when they said that, I was going, all right, that really kind of now puts you in a box.
It does. And you don't put your friggin' beast.
Yeah.
In
I mean, it's not fun seeing Wardlow's first match. take a pinfall. It's nowhere near as detrimental like it was to Jeff Cobb.
No, God, no, not even close.
Right.
No.
I mean, they still put Wardlow over, and
He's still money. He's still be a main event potential draw. Even I would argue.
Excalibur, I think it was on commentary at the end of the match when Cody was celebrating. Excalibur said the perfect thing. He said Cody Rhodes had to go to the whatever word he used, the insane, lengths of diving off that cage because that's how dominant Wardlow was on him. That's what things like that really helped. But yeah, I mean, this was obviously I'm biased, and I was glued to this TV all day or all night, and I was looking forward to this all day. I think this was about as good of an opening showing you could do with having the guy lose. I mean, this was great.
Damian Cole with the $2 super chat. The quick moonsault was crazy. No time to look back. I'm looking forward to Revolution, man. The fact that Cody just went through all this. I mean, this has been built so perfectly. The lashes that you got a few weeks ago, the match tonight with Wardlow. So here's the question. Is he going to beat MJF clean? Is Wardlow going to interfere? How are they going to play this? How would you book this, Matt?
I don't know. I think MJF. But here's the problem. Then you really screw your babyface over yet again. Your top babyface, who you had versus Jericho, where if he lost, he never got another shot at the title, right?
Yeah.
So they kind of screwed him there. And then now you're going to screw him by having him go through hell and back and then lose to MJF at the end of this chapter. That kills your babyface. However, I don't know what's more important. I would argue MJF is their next biggest heel after Chris Jericho. No?
Yeah. Oh, no. I mean, they're both, the top heels in the company. And that's where it's kind of sucks for every other heel on the AEW roster. I mean, even Pac, right? I mean, on down the line, every other heel, it's like you better be doing something really different when you're in a company where Jericho owns it and MJF is just next level.
So that's my point. Yeah. What like MJF, I think, should be getting the win. He doesn't win much. He doesn't wrestle much.
Yeah.
Yeah, he hasn't wrestled much, but I don't see Cody losing at the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
But I do think that if they go to extreme lengths, which they should, this is a payoff after what's been a really long, lengthy, well-told story. If they go to extremes like MJF doing something dastardly to Arn, or even more so, they tease it tonight. If MJF puts his hands on Brandy and does something, I think if MJF is still very dastardly and still, but he loses the match, but I think you can still keep MJF as a credible top heel, even if he loses. This has to be.
I think Brandy could kick MJF's ass. Like MJF does not come across. I mean, like great tough guy athlete. That's not his shtick. I think
pretty ripped.
Yeah. Could you imagine how much the crowd would pop though, just to see Brandy like destroy him? That would be huge.
Yeah.
But I think at that point he gets into like Ellsworth territory.
But could you imagine the heat he would get if he's doing something? If he's beating the high holy F out of Cody, right? And Brandy slides in the ring, and they try to have that personal moment where and MJF grabs Brandy's hair and just tosses her aside. Could you imagine? I mean, like if they do things like that to perpetuate the MJF dastardly heat, I think he could still lose, which he will, in my opinion. And I don't think he'll be harmed for it. I think he'll still be still one of your top, heels behind Jericho.
Yeah. Bobby Burns with the $4.99 super chat saying definitely the best Dynamite and wrestling non-pay-per-view show I've seen in a while. Brad Stevens with the super chat at $4.99. Everybody loves the amounts, the 99. I like it. Brad Stevens asking, do you think it would make sense to have Taz do 1 hour of commentary and Tony do the other hour?
I don't know. I like Tony more than I thought I would.
I think Tony's great.
I love Taz, but I don't know.
Why did they have Taz come in and do? So Taz was on the Moxley Cobb match, but then Tony was back on for the cage match. Like, why did it wasn't like Taz did hour 2. Taz just did like a segment. Why did I miss that explanation of why? Or like did Tony go to the back to interview somebody? Or
I don't know. He was doing stuff out tonight and about. So yeah, I don't know why they do it. Oh, so here we go. William Lorenzana with a question. Do you guys think Luke Harper and Matt Hardy show up in AEW soon? I almost wonder, given the streak AEW's on, is that too much of a step backwards? No offense to Luke Harper, but I don't know. Matt Hardy, I feel like, would take them to the next level. I love Luke Harper, but they would really have to give him something fresh to do to not make it just seem like he's getting the WWE's cut talent, you know?
To be fair, every single WWE superstar at some point or another gets cut or doesn't resign or does something. It happens at some point to everybody. But so by the same token, you know, some of these guys could resurrect their career and do something different if it's completely different from what they did the last time they were seen in WWE TV. But I know what you're saying. I think it should be continue to develop their own. But my problem with them developing their own, some of the ones they pick, man, I'm sorry, they just should not be on TV.
Yeah.
There's quite a few, bro, and I don't like saying that about them because these kids are living their dreams, man, and I don't want to shit on them like that. But I'm being serious. There's about 5 or 6 that I'll watch, and I'll just be like, how is this kid on TV? Like, seriously.
No, I mean, it's got to be a meritocracy and not a democracy. Not that they're just putting people on because they're friends. It's got to be who's got the hottest angle, the hottest idea, the best character.
And look like like you've been in a fight, or you better be athletic more than anyone else on that roster and doing the craziest stuff ever. Something to set yourself apart. But the plain Jane, the dude that looks like he could be the guy that, you know, changing my oil somewhere, or that's what I'm saying. Like, you know what I'm talking about. It's not these comic book larger than life characters. I'm not saying you have to have that in every segment, but what I'm saying is there's this plain Jane looking ones that there's nothing behind them. They even look uncomfortable on camera for crying out. Some of them.
I mean, but shows like The Butcher, The Blade, and The Bunny, man, they're pot committed on that. I mean, they stick with stuff. I like to see them rotate.
At least they're comfortable on camera, though, Glenn.
That's true.
And they also look the part. They
don't look uncomfortable. They're professionals that have been on TV. You could tell before, and they have a feel for it. There's other ones that don't have any feel for it whatsoever. Don't look at the hard cam when they're supposed to, and they just look lost. They look like they're living out the childhood dream out there, which is not a good thing. You don't want to be overdoing it that much where you look like a kid who went to the performance center and got to go in the crash pad ring and do a backflip off the top rope. Yay, I'm doing it. No.
Yeah. We shall see. So MVF getting that win tonight over Wardlow. And it's going to be hot next week.
Cody Rhodes getting the win.
Oh, Cody, pardon me. It's been a long night, folks. Yes. So it's going to be Cody versus MJF at Revolution coming up 10 days from now on February 29th. A leap year. When's the last time a major wrestling pay-per-view was on a leap year, Justin?
Glad you asked Justin.
I don't know. I thought he might know. Do you know, Matt?
No.
Yeah.
It's like a stump the schloss thing there. I don't know.
I mean, aside from, of course, the famous lethal leap year in Southpaw Wrestling.
I do. That's a great reference. I do like wrestling pay-per-views being on a Saturday. That's fun. Yeah,
it is. I agree.
It was weird takeover being on a Sunday this past week.
Mm-hmm.
Very strange. So Arian Gomez was super chat, slowly liking The Butcher, The Blade, and The Bunny. I think Allie, the Bunny, like she pulls that off. She looks so comfortable on camera.
Yes, she does.
Her and Braxton, their season,
Braxton is very seasoned.
Which one's he? He's the Blade.
He's better than that, though. I'm not trying to be a jerk on his gimmick because he's a friend. So is she, but he's better than that gimmick, dude.
But them paired with her looks like if they paired Heavy Machinery with Mandy Rose. You'd be like Mandy Rose looking like $1 million makes the other guys look like $29.95. It's hard to pull off.
Braxton's a stud. Braxton's a good looking dude.
Okay. Are we going to have the segment again where we talk about male wrestler attractiveness?
I'm just saying when he was a TNA, like women in the crowd, like marked huge for him.
Like a Rick Rude type, because if we
not Rick Rude type, but like of
Val Venus.
I don't know who to compare him to.
It's true.
But the hipster wearing the Scully, but not all the way on, but just on the top of his head because he's too lazy to pull it down, drinking a coffee at Starbucks, but his pants sagging with his chain hanging out. His wallet hanging out. guy holding a skateboard in the other hand.
You really thought this through. No.
That's the vibe I got from him when he was at TNA. And I'm telling you right now, women in the crowd pop for that dude.
Okay. I buy it. Let's talk about some NXT tonight. NXT opening with a recap of TakeOver Portland on Sunday. Man, it was crazy tonight. Overheard in my household saying, there's Adam Cole and a bunch of losers when the Undisputed Era came out. It's weird that he's the guy with the title now, and they are.
Your wife said that?
Someone in my household. I'm not going to say who.
So wait, really quick, what's wrong with him having a title and them not?
No, it's just funny that Undisputed Era worked so well when it was all those guys, top of the game, all the champions, and now it's just kind of like it highlights. I mean, we've talked about this before. Adam Cole is a superstar, and the other guys, there's a wide gap between the top talent in Undisputed Era and number two.
As well as there should be. He's the leader. And even when they came in on day one, if you remember, I was annoyed that they put those two with him. I was like, why does he have anybody with him? That dude's a stud. He's over.
Well, here's what it was. Adam Cole came in. He had the most fanfare. He was the biggest stud coming in. He is still the biggest stud. Bobby Fish. Bobby Fish is a great athlete. Bobby Fish is 43. Okay, so Bobby Fish is not the future of the. They put Bobby, Kyle, and Roddy with them because all three of them had that ROH thing. So it was like we're gonna put. It was just a way to kind of like, way to gang warfare, put numbers around Adam Cole, and it's just like, okay, let's put the ROH guys with him, but Adam's a stud. He's the one that we're focused on. I mean, it is what it is. They're good workers, but
let Giggles read a super chart.
Fun times with game super chat saying it was you, wasn't it, Glenn? I would be sleeping on the couch if I just said the snarkiest things and then blamed it on my wife. That would be hilarious. But she would be pretty mad.
Does your wife watch this podcast? Or she
occasionally she does tune in and listen.
Like what? Is she in the other room right now watching?
No. Well,
sorry to hear, Mrs. Rubenstein, that your husband has not given you a cool TV set up in your bedroom to watch cool shows, and he's taking up your room right now as we speak, being a hog, selfish husband. And now making sure you're taken care of while he's doing it.
And to continue, Mrs. Rubenstein, we will make sure
we're getting a massage with cucumbers on her eyes as we speak.
Oh, there you go. But your wife doesn't know you come on this podcast and brag about your win-loss record in fights that you're undefeated with every argument you ever have.
Look at
that. She's gonna hear that. Shut up.
Yeah. No, I think
Mrs. Rubenstein, we promise we'll send Glenn back to the room with Blue Chew in hand. We promise.
No, I think the problem is it's like a T-Bird situation. You've got Danny Zuko, you've got Kaneki, and then there's the other three guys. Like Undisputed Era is like Adam Cole.
They don't even have a Kaneki.
Yeah, there's no Kaneki in Undisputed Era.
No, there's not.
It's just all what's his name, like Putsy or Potts. I don't remember the name of the other T-Birds because nobody knows. Isn't one of them named Duty? Like, that's how whack the rest of the T-Birds are.
Potts, something like that was the other. Yeah, you're right.
Not like the T-Birds in Greece, too. They were actually all kind of cool. Like when you had Goose and Balmucci and like
I really like Grease 2 a lot.
Love Grease 2. I just got the soundtrack on vinyl the other day. I was very excited about that.
I still have the first one with
Yeah.
I'm so lost right now. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
You've never seen Grease or Grease 2, Justin?
Killer movies, dude. I used to try to put a motorcycle together like the second Grease.
Yeah. That was my dream as a kid.
Like Michael. It's Michael.
They're singing this whole song, Who's That Guy? It's pretty clear it's Michael. I think it was pretty clear.
Who's that guy?
Who's that guy? An entire song. Pretty sure it's Michael. Pretty easy.
Still a great soundtrack, though.
It's an amazing soundtrack.
It is.
Absolutely. When I make my millions, I'm bringing Grease 2 to Broadway. It's finally going to happen. Anyhow, Harvey Mayo, $4.99. Top two impacts of the night. Cody with his moonsault and Bianca calling out Charlotte. Bianca's got to be added to that Mania match, man. She's got to.
Yeah. Well, we need to move on here.
Yeah. Okay. Enough of the Grease 2 talk. Leo Rush challenging for the Cruiserweight title against Jordan Devlin. This is crazy that Devlin had to follow up, I guess, a week before last, that amazing match with Tyler Breeze. How do you think this ranks tonight with Leo going into it with Jordan?
Pretty amazing.
Yeah.
This was pretty hot. This was a hot match. This crowd was hot for it. Just outstanding. What do you say about this match? This was a crazy good match.
Yeah, I mean, I would say out of all the brands, I'm saying Raw, SmackDown, NXT, NXT UK, 205 Live, Lio Rush is definitely in the top 10 of their best bell-to-bell performers. Maybe he creeps towards the top 5.
Mark, that was good, Mark.
Yeah. I just put these up sometimes just to get a pop from you, Matt, on these. But Jordan Devlin won. Man, like, this is very interesting that they're giving him these ultra competitive matches and having him go over. Like, I like the approach they're taking with him. It's working, but I mean, it just, to me, it just builds so much believability in that division.
It definitely does. This is the most, I mean, has there been a more, I don't want to say the word over, but has there been a more legitimate time of the Cruiserweight Championship being defended on a week-to-week basis with better matches than this?
I feel like
Maybe.
This is why it works better on NXT and NXT UK, because it's not like, and now it's the Cruiserweights.
Right.
Look at the dancing ponies.
It's true. That's true. Yes. It does part of the show. It doesn't feel any, yeah, you're right.
It's the best. Yeah, this is the best time because when you try to have an entire cruiserweight show where every match is supposed to be that, nothing stands out. But when you have it's the reason why the cruiserweights worked. It was the first exposure to the U.S. audience. It's why they worked for Nitro and WCW, because you only got 1 or 2 cruiserweight matches, and then you had guys like Hogan and Nash main eventing. You know, when you have cruiserweights just being worked into the NXT show, it stands out. When you have an entire show that's cruiserweights, it doesn't stand out. Everything's the same. It's just, so this is, I mean, getting rid of the whole 205 Live show was the best thing they could have done, and just moving the cruiserweight division.
I agree with, that took you forever to say. Tammy, I agree with Tammy real quick. Tammy said that Lio Rush should have had a longer title reign. I agree. I think Lio Rush is still the gem in that division.
Yeah.
And forget the division, in that company. I think he's a huge star.
He's so good.
He really is, man. He does it all. I don't know what they're like.
I think he's rubbed some people the wrong way. I think he's very confident in himself, and he knows his value, and he's very. I think he's early 20s. I think he hasn't played the politics game that they wanted him to play.
Obviously not, but at the same time, I was told this company is not the way it was when I was there, which was that you don't get held back because you don't kiss everyone's ass backstage like you had to do when I was there.
Yeah.
Well, Braun's been held back, and just think about that. Braun Strowman should have been.
I still don't believe Braun plays the political games wrong. I don't believe that. He's so humble. He's way too humble to be rubbing people the wrong way. No way.
But I think that Braun's kind of the guy who's like, you know what, Vince McMahon's saying, let's grab the brass ring. And I think some people inadvertently have been rubbed the wrong way. I'm not saying he's been wrong. I think people have not took to him when they should have. I think Braun should have been champion. Braun should have dethroned Lesnar 2 years ago.
I feel it's somebody that's in that creative, or someone that's one of these agents that behind his back are just saying he's still not ready. He's still not ready. Some shit like that, which is horse shit because he's been ready.
Maybe.
Yeah. I thought this was a great match to open the show. After that, John Casto backstage with Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez, asking about Raquel helping Kai win the street fight over Tegan Nox. Raquel said Nox got every opportunity while Dakota was pushed aside. Knows what it feels like to sit at the Performance Center for years and watch others get opportunities. Says Kai was deemed an outcast. William Regal walked up, congratulated Kai on the win. Says Dakota Kai is going to face Nox in 2 weeks. No outside interference in a steel cage match. That's pretty different for a women's match in NXT.
Have we seen a cage match in NXT at Full Sail before? I don't think we have.
Good question. I mean, there's been a couple on takeovers.
I don't think at Full Sail.
Maybe Finn Balor and Samoa Joe. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, wasn't it like Takeover the end? It was at Full Sail, but it was a Takeover at Full Sail.
Yeah. But anyways, what was next?
Austin Theory getting beat down by Tommaso Ciampa. Tommaso coming out saying, "Not tonight, man." He's cutting a promo talking about Gargano's turn at Takeover. And this ended with Ciampa beating up Theory in the head, launching him from barrier to barrier, stomping him. Man, like I'm really curious if we end up with Ciampa versus Gargano 1-on-1 at TakeOver WrestleMania weekend, or if it's a 4-way with perhaps Finn Balor and Adam Cole.
What happened to Austin Theory? I thought he was supposed to be a big star.
Yeah, I thought so too. Justin, what do you make of this tonight?
And they've everything they've used of him, he's been kind of throwaway. This is, I mean, there hasn't been really any big commitment to him up to this point. I don't know why, but yeah, I mean, they had him come out like he was going to have a match, and Ciampa came out and interrupted, like he was going to just interrupt the match, and that's what happened. Yeah, I don't know. By the way, though, this was my problem with NXT. They came off one of their best takeovers ever, which that's saying something. Because they've had a lot of good takeovers, and I didn't feel like this NXT. I don't feel like they had the momentum. I don't. This was not as good of an NXT episode as I thought it would be, coming off of how good that takeover was. Like, I thought Ciampa Gargano thing would have been right off the top, and they waited until 30, 40 minutes in.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this is interesting. They followed this up with Raul Mendoza and Joaquin Wilde versus the Grizzled Young Veterans. I mean,
yeah, this was a waste a little bit, but I'm happy for Joaquin Wilde.
Yeah, I feel like they're greatly overestimating the appeal of the Grizzled Young Veterans. After they cut a heel promo, said this is the land of the free, the home of the brave, but it's really the land of the neckbeard and the home of the ignorant. They've come to NXT to take over. Soon they will be number one in the world.
Neckbeard.
I mean, it's kind of like a paint by numbers promo at this point, right? I mean, I like when promos are really unique. This was not that.
No, it was not.
Got the Broserweights, Matt Riddle and Pete Dunne, the NXT Tag Team Champions, celebrating with the crowd, getting the chant going. And then they faced Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch. Broserweights getting a win. This was more competitive than I thought it would be.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
What do you do with the Broserweights from here, man? I mean, I'm assuming break up, put them in a one-on-one feud?
I don't know, because I've been wrong about them almost the whole time. So I don't know.
But this is kind of become like NXT's like Daniel Bryan and Kane, two oddballs, and the crowd is connecting to it. So like they're just kind of running with this, Yeah. I'll put it this way, I think we all were on agreement when they started that Dusty Rhodes tag team that we thought like, okay, this isn't going to last, whatever. And it's now it's lasted. I guess if Matt Riddle's not going to be in the top world title picture right now, if that's busy with other things, I guess this is just a way to entertain people and to kind of keep them safely protected and not losing or not whatever in singles.
Definitely. Sure. So, yeah.
I think when they break up, that'll be a great singles feud that could.
Oh my God, the difference of style and the originality of the match that will be off the chart. Original. If
they really build this feud well, I mean, maybe let's say at TakeOver Mania weekend they break up or there's a turn. The TakeOver after that, it could main event if they book it right. But they really have to book it right.
Definitely. No question.
Yeah. Which would be incredible. Actually, if you think about this next TakeOver Mania, the women's championship match is going to be on the Mania card. So NXT really needs to build strong stories for TakeOver Mania weekend if NXT titles are being defended at Mania proper.
Well, and with Dunn being from overseas, they're doing TakeOver. They're doing a Dublin show and later in April. They're doing more international shows, so they could take advantage of going if they could take advantage of that going.
Yeah, I got you. That makes sense, Justin.
Brad Stevens with the super chat. Maybe we should review AEW last. I think we're trying to find the right order. We've changed it up a couple of weeks. It seems like most of the time, sometimes people want to talk about AEW first, sometimes NXT first. I mean, there's no set rule. I think it really depends on the night. Tonight, AEW, though, I think had a much stronger show. Not that NXT was bad. Keith Lee versus Kona Reeves. Man, what's up with Kona Reeves? Like,
why? What do you mean?
No, I don't know. I felt like there was a little something for him, but, Lee knocked him out, pounced him, rang the bell, like easy squash. Like, I felt like Kona Reeves was a guy 6 months ago they were investing in.
They still could.
He also had a lot of attention and eyes on him when he came in because he was trained by one of the Samoans, Alpha. So I mean, like anytime you come from the, like there's always like that extra like light, like the spotlight on you of like expectation if you're trained by Alpha. I think also somebody else trained him too. But yeah, I mean they haven't really done much with him, so I mean I don't have any expectation to him. I don't think anybody should right now. He hasn't.
Yeah. Dijakovic came in the ring after, said he wants another round with this. They need to talk William Regal into it. I mean, it's interesting, like, how cordial these guys are.
Keith Lee talks very succinctly. If you've ever heard him talk, did you hear him talk on Backstage with Mark Henry?
No. How was that?
It was really, really well done. I loved it. But Keith Lee, when he talks, sounds very educated.
Yeah.
And he's very clear when he speaks. He really overly enunciates a lot of his words. If you really like, you'll start to see it in that backstage interview he did with Mark Henry, because that's the most we've ever seen him talk, other than a promo, right? And so, like, from his side of this match, definitely cordial. And from the other guys, yeah, I know what you're saying, Glenn. Yeah.
So, Matt, your favorite thing, the Arliss Michaels of NXT, Robert Stone, was out tonight.
Yep.
Chelsea Green, match with Kaden Carter. And interesting that this was interrupted by Bianca Belair, who hit the ring, took the mic, cut a promo to send a message to call out Charlotte Flair, saying she's going to whoop Flair's ass. God, I love Bianca. She's so damn money. Man, it's funny that happened in between this, and then Chelsea Green got the win over Carter. I think Kaden Carter looks like $1 million. There was so much going on here, but let's unpack this. Okay, so first off, Chelsea getting a win over Kaden. Kaden's got a great look, but clearly they're invested with Chelsea and the Robert Stone character. That win is there. I mean, we got to talk about this Bianca promo. Matt, what'd you think?
Fire. Just absolute fire. She sold tickets.
She's got to be in that match at Mania. Justin?
Bianca's great, but I would not hold your breath if they're going to add her to that match at Mania.
Yes.
She has the record number of Royal Rumble eliminations. You don't give somebody that push.
Dude, I'll bet you right now $1. $1 to go to your favorite charity that she wins. That she's in the three-way.
I'm not saying Matt, I'll bet you an appetizer at Rick's on the River that she's not.
Okay, there we
go. Justin Lopez, $5 super chat saying, do we get a best of 7 an Iron Man match next between Dijakovic and Lee? Man, an Iron Man match would be, I don't know if I can handle a best of 7, but an Iron Man match would be lit. That would be incredible.
You know what's lit is Justin Lopez's little Joker profile picture. Love that Joker.
Yes.
How much money's been donated to us tonight? Raj?
Here's what's gonna happen at Rick's at the River. We're gonna order like a big round of drinks and appetizers, and then be like, Raj over here's got the bill, and we'll just peace out.
There you go. I think that's a good idea. Also, maybe does all this super chat money go to those Sweet Wrestling Inc. t-shirts?
I have no clue.
No? Raj, these fans want t-shirts.
He's gonna have t-shirts at Rick's in the River. He brought t-shirts to StarCast. I'm positive we'll have t-shirts at Rick's.
Of us.
Just
of this podcast.
I'll bring some Blue Chew shirts and some Chew World Order for anybody that wants some.
I don't know if either of you drank, but I'll make sure I order the most top shelf liquor to put on Raj's bill to subsidize all this.
No, but then you got to do this number. You do a shot, you go, and just keep going.
No, I would not.
Realize as you're doing it.
No, I wouldn't waste. I wouldn't waste like that.
Oh, good Lord. Anyhow. Good for Chelsea Green, but good for Bianca, man. I mean, Justin, how they're not going to have her calling out Charlotte. I mean, that's just given away. Like, what are we going to see? Charlotte versus Bianca on an episode of NXT, on an episode of Raw?
Three-way dance at Mania.
Look, I would be happy to see it. I just don't know if they're going to do that. I just don't know. I can see. I would not be shocked if we see Charlotte have a match on NXT Wednesday night to help pop a rating. Leading up to Mania or after Mania.
I'm telling you right now, here comes Raj with the McMahon walk. Oops, he just
No, but Bianca, man, I mean, they're invested. They wouldn't have given her, I'm just saying, they wouldn't have given her the Royal Rumble women's elimination record.
That's not even the only reason, though,
Yeah.
Glenn. She's white hot right now.
Yeah.
She's, I would argue, more over at the moment than the NXT champion is.
Which is tough because Rhea, I mean,
it's over.
But
yeah.
Here again, I'm not disagreeing as a fan with you guys, but what I keep coming back to in my head is that WrestleMania, that's Vince's territory. So we all think this, and this makes sense from storyline, and Triple H probably thinks it makes sense from storyline. You gotta convince Vince, hey, this other girl also needs to be in it. This Bianca, that's where I'm trying to figure out, is he tapped into?
I think Vince sees more in Bianca than he does in Rhea, and I don't mean to say that to put Rhea down.
I do too.
Yeah,
I do too.
I'll be happy to see it if it happens. I'll be happy to buy Matt an appetizer of chicken wings if that's what happens. But
chicken wings, big spender. Not even the sampler platter.
Well, he can get whatever he wants. He's the mayor. I'll get him whatever he wants. Sampler, platter, whatever.
And the main event tonight, the Velveteen Dream versus Roderick Strong. Velveteen Dream going after Roddy's woman. With this here, had the full Marina Shafir portrait on his tights tonight. I mean,
this is good for Roddy. Seriously, I'm gonna call it right now. This could, if Roddy does this right, could be this transitional storyline he's needed.
He could become the Kaneki of Undisputed Era.
I mean, dead serious. He could, because he's really good in the ring. We all know that. But when you start talking about your woman and your family, that has to that has to put something personal in this. It just has to. You've got to be able to go to that place personally, even though you know it's a work. You know the guy's not really disrespecting your wife. It's part of the act. You've got to let yourself go there. And if he can get there, all that reality stuff will take over. And if that does, it could be something that sets him up nicely. And like you said, being the next guy in that group versus the last one.
Jeff Hulke, you're wondering what appetizer do we think Rajback would
fried pickles.
Raj, you are getting clowned from the super chats now.
Fried pickles.
We need a Rajback t-shirt, but only a cartoon version of Ryback carrying
and then Ryback screams, "Feed me more."
And Raj, you can continue to feed him.
Oh my god!
And you're on his back, being piggybacked.
Dangling like grapes over in front of him.
Strawberries and the whipped cream.
We just went in a direction with this.
Matt, let me ask you a question. Back to actual business here. Do you have a problem with Velveteen? Velveteen Dream is a babyface. Do you have a problem with the babyface doing this whole "let me put your woman on my pants" thing?
Not because no. Normally, yes, but not with Velveteen. This is his MO. He gets inside his opponent's heads. He's super duper over the top. What's the word I'm looking for? You would
flamboyant.
Thank you. I was going to say yes. Actually, that's exactly what I was looking for. He's incredibly flamboyant. He's an agitator. That's what he does.
He's a baby face like Bugs Bunny is a baby face.
Yeah, and it works, though. It works. We think it's hilarious. We don't hate him for it. We think he's funny as hell for it.
I was just curious.
Wrestling 101, if this guy didn't have the charisma to pull this off and was doing this, and then why not? Yeah, I'd be with you. But
just because when I see this, I immediately think Rick Rude, Jake Roberts, and I just
different time, different age.
I know.
Age.
Yeah. So Dream got that win with the Dream Valley Driver, got the pin and the win. And after the match, Undisputed Era hit the ring, triple teamed him, or hitting finishers, beating him down. Strong recovered, joined the rest of Undisputed Era, and they posed in the middle of the ring. As NXT went off the air. I mean,
I'd like to see them. I would have liked to have seen this where he didn't get the win. Do you know what I mean? Because I really think they can do something with this storyline and get something out of Roddy. I really do. And just to throw that out there like that and have him get the win right away, I would have held that off just maybe another couple of weeks and see what you can get out of Roddy here. He's been down there for quite a while now. And he's at this, he's really impressive in the ring, but charisma-wise and character-wise, he's not much more ahead of what he was when he first started. And people be like, oh, his promos have improved. They've improved, but they improved from being terrible to now, passable. He's better than that. And I want to see him get there. And I think this kid can pull it out of him.
Yeah.
That's the ultimate compliment, by the way. To give a guy as young as Velveteen Dream, to say he's able to take a guy who's been wrestling for 10 years and been considered a star worldwide and all these independent promotions he's worked for, Ring of Honor, former heavyweight champion, right? And he can bring his game up. That's really high praise I have for Velveteen. That's why he's my favorite wrestler on that roster.
It is also interesting to have a feud where it is the baby face going after the guy's wife. I like that it's so different. This isn't Samoa Joe with AJ. This isn't like MJF saying to Diamond Dallas Page, like, I banged your daughter.
Right.
Like, I think it comes across, I don't know. It's like not menacing. I don't think anyone, I don't know. I mean,
it's trash talking. It's all trash talking, and it works because that's his character.
Yeah. He's so good. He's so over. I mean,
that's crazy. Dream's 24. That's wild.
Isn't it?
Yeah. MJF is roughly that age.
Yeah, bro.
MJF's 23, I think. Yeah.
Him and MJF, dude, they're into the future.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing to see. Think about what you would think about a talent that young a few years ago. Rhea Ripley, 23 years old.
What?
Well. Yeah.
I didn't know that. Wow. Holy mackerel. I did not know that.
But then on the flip side, again, you get people that, like Jeff Cobb's in his late 30s, Shayna Baszler's almost 40, Bobby Fish, 43. It's like
Keith Lee.
Yeah.
38.
I think from here, man, I would love to see Velveteen Dream face any of the Undisputed Era one-on-one. That would be a hell of a match. I mean, I think with Adam Cole, I don't know. Dream should absolutely be challenging Adam Cole for the NXT title. He's at that level.
He needs to be winning the NXT title. Go around. None of this Intercontinental level shit for him. He's way better than that.
He's doing Roderick Strong. I think he's elevating Roderick Strong. That's the crazy thing about this.
That's how good he is.
Seriously, you could put Dream versus Finn Balor. You could put him versus Ciampa. Like, he is top tier of NXT talent. Roderick Strong is fortunate to be in this angle with him. So those were shows tonight, man. I feel like NXT just dipped a little bit, like this Grizzly Young Veteran stuff. I mean, I think you're just inviting people to change the channel.
Yeah.
With stuff like that. AEW, I feel like, has been a little bit better about knowing we just got to keep hitting them. Yeah, I mean, even speaking of the women's match, even if you're a fan of Chris or Shanna, like Britt Baker on commentary, we're going to give you some reason to stay tuned. I feel like NXT needs to just work on that a little bit. And
the women's match on NXT, because we always crap on the women's division more or less. So I have. This was a good women's match tonight in AEW.
Yeah. It was good on NXT as well, but man, Bianca,
and I'll be interested to see with NXT. I haven't talked to you guys in like 2 weeks, but when we did the Triple H call last week, I asked him about would NXT ever leave Full Sail, and he put Full Sail over, but he did say this: Full Sail is committed to something scheduling wise, and sometime soon, and I've heard it's mid-March, NXT is going to do their Wednesday TV elsewhere, and so I'll be interested to see if that changes any of the presentation and perception if they're in a bigger venue, because when you look at it side by side versus AEW, I wonder if that's a problem.
Good.
The Chris with a super chat, like the Chris, $4.99 super chat, saying, guys, do you think everybody on AEW should learn a thing or two from MJF because he has everything a wrestler has, in my opinion? I worry, I think between MJF and Jericho, they've got those columns filled. If I were a wrestler at AEW, I'd be like, what can I do that is as good as MJF but completely different?
Yes. Yeah, you don't copy other talents. You try to do something that's different so you can stand out.
Yeah. What else do we got, Justin? What else is going on in the news here?
We're all ready to go to bed soon here, but I'll give you this one. Raw, this past Monday. I haven't talked to you guys about Raw. This past Monday's Raw did the best viewership of 2020, if you can believe that or not.
So what was that, like 300 people, 400 people?
So it averaged 2.437 million. But here's the thing. It did the best viewership by the average, but I'm not surprised by this. It had a significant drop to hour 3. Hour 3 had nobody watching by comparison, which I'm not surprised because they did the same damn main event they've been doing over and over that means nothing. Hour 1 did 2.6 million. Hour 2 did 2.5. Hour 3, 2.0. So a 22% drop from hour 1 to hour 3.
So fans tuned in to see what Randy Orton was going to do.
With Matt Hardy. Yep.
With Matt Hardy.
Yep.
It was a pretty weak ending on Monday night.
I cannot the nonstop 6-man tags, 8-man tags that mean nothing. They mean nothing.
I agree.
How can you have Vince is at the office not for 21 hours a day. You have a week to build to the next Raw. How is that the best thing that you can come up with? I know this is not a post-Raw podcast, but I didn't get to vent about Raw, so that's my quick thing. How?
Armar Ferreira in the chat saying Bianca Belair versus Charlotte at TakeOver. Winner faces Rhea Ripley at Mania. I'm down with that, but I'm telling you, Bianca is as ready for the Mania stage as any other female talent in WWE, period.
Would that be a reason why Charlotte has not accepted her challenge yet?
Maybe.
I hope not. I hope that's not the reason. I hope this doesn't happen. I hope it's a 3-way at Mania.
Yeah.
Matt's going to be looking over the. Everybody, send your comments. Look at the appetizer menu. Rick's on the River. What should Matt order?
Justin's going to be calling up. Could you just make me for one night the most expensive appetizer you've ever served?
It's going to go on the last name spelled Giri. It's going to go on his bill tonight.
Got gold leaf on it. Yeah. Cool. I think that covers it, man. Friday night we're going to be back here to talk about SmackDown on Fox.
Just put it on your company card. Just put it on your WrestlingInc.com company card. Oh, you guys don't have one of those? Oops. Sorry, Raj.
Morgan's shooting tonight, folks. I'm at Glenn Rubenstein. He's at BP Matt Morgan. He's at Justin LaBar. We will catch you back.